As part of our itinerary today, we must leave the embankment pier, go up through the bridge behind us, and stop at Waterloo Pier. Just for a short moment. Now on our journey today, and you brought your Siamese III as a tribute to the Queen Cleopatra. This one was presented to the British nation in 1819 for Nelson's victory over the French at the River Nile. Also a twin to it, which is in Central Park. Now as we turn the vessel round over here to our left-hand side, we have the Royal Festival Hall. The largest hall is said to be one of the finest concert halls in Europe, and that is due to the very noisy trains, which you can just hear now as we go underneath the bridge. Soundproof inside the building is actually so thick, layered with wads of insulation, gives the performance pitch perfect performance. As we come through the bridge over to our right hand side, the fairy tale looking building with the black spiky roof, white hall with benches. Former headquarters for the Liberal Party back in the 1970s when they was at that race and their political powers. But it's now private rooms for the Horse Guards City Hotel. Horse Guards Avenue, located behind, which leads to Whitehall, where you have the changes every day at 10:30. As we turn around and get a lovely side-on view there of the Houses of Parliament, the wonderful sandstone buildings, the seat of our British government. The large clock, part of the Houses of Parliament, everyone knows it's Big Ben. It's actually the Great Clock Tower. Big Ben is the name of the bell inside, which chimes the hour. It's 13 tons, there's a slight crack in it, and so many of the people have worked. It's a very large clock, it's 23 feet in diameter. The minute's hand is 14 feet long, which is about the same size as a double-decker bus. The porcelain clock face gets cleaned about once a year, and then have a team of sailors run down the side of the Ben is the name of the bell inside, which chimes the hour. It's 13 tons, there's a slight loop here, and this is working with very numbers of 12 minutes, and we continue on down to very large clock, those 23. As you can see, folks, towering above the jetty here is the British Airways London Eye, the largest Ferris wheel in the world. It stands at 465 feet tall, has 32 air-conditioned luxury glass capsules attached to the side. Each one carries a maximum of 25 persons. So 32 times 25, did your 32 times table at school, that's up to 800. It's 800 paying passengers on a 30-minute flight. This has proved to be a real money spinner, excuse the pun, and British Airways in the last 2.5 years have banked over £150 million profit. Once you get to the very top, you see 30 miles in each direction, north, south, east and west. On a very clear day, the sun's rays are bending in the correct way against the Earth's surface. You can see it as far as Australia. Over to our left-hand side once again, we have a golden eagle. Look very carefully there on the riverbank. Golden eagle on top of the bicycle. That's the Royal Air Force Memorial, dedicated to brave young men and women in the First and Second World War. Further down here on our left-hand side, the White's vessel is an old paddle steamer, the Tattershall class one, formerly used on the River Humber near Hull. Came around the River Thames in the 1970s as an art gallery, but it wasn't very successful. First came around Thames in the 1970s as an art gallery, but it's now a cruise liner which is in Long Beach in California. Now they're both out of commission and can use the same line. Ahead of us we have Waterloo Bridge. We like to call this the Ladies' Bridge, built mainly by female labour during the Second World War. It is faced in a very expensive self-cleaning Portland stone. So every time it rains in London, we've had a lot of rain recently, the sides of the bridge have taken a thorough pounding, a thorough cleansing, but you'll see underneath where the rain never penetrates at this point, 60 years of London grime has never been washed away. Now as we come through Waterloo Bridge, a magnificent building over here to our left-hand side, with the white building with the green domed roof. Somerset House, built for the Duke of Somerset back in 1776. Fantastic building on the Thames. What you see here is not 25% of the building. It goes right back into the Aldwych and the Strand. There's a huge courtyard. Some wonderful museums in there. The John Gilbert Collection, Hermitage Rooms, and the Courtyard Institute. There's one building I can recommend for you to go and look at while you're in London, and that is Somerset House. Don't go to Buckingham Palace, give the Queen your money. Go over here, Somerset House, find a good place. Just got enough money. Just making a short stop, folks, here at moorings in the middle of the river. This is how we get to work. So use the boats to bring us over. Be here too long. Let a couple of colleagues off and we'll be off down to the town.
Sophie, if you don't put it over.
IBM, Industrial Business Machines, which is a company. And then the tall white building is Kent House, headquarters for London Weekend Television, where Londoners get their programmes from Friday night to Sunday evening. We get the afternoon news bulletins and light entertainment programmes, many of our corny quiz shows and late night chat shows. And Master Mariners. So if you've ever been in command of a ship at sea, been in the Royal Navy, you can join this very exclusive club with just 200 members, but over 1,000 on a waiting list. It is a requirement for someone to die and give up their place before you can take yours, so you can see it's very, very exclusive. Just behind the Wellington is a stone monument. It's got a carved face next to the one just left, and the City of London. The City of London is 1 square mile. It starts from here all the way down to Tower Bridge and the Beach Street. Very wealthy city, it's to be one of the wealthiest in the world. Due to the fact that many of our merchant banks, stockbroking agencies, Lloyds in London, and the bank all within its square mile. Back over to our right hand side we have a red brick building, and on its roof is a square tower which spells out OXO. A small stock here which used for British cooking. Built in 1932 to defy the very strict advertising laws on the Thames. You may have noticed, and you will do if you go down the street, no advertising banners, no Coca-Cola, Nike, Adidas or McDonald's. But the OXO company, owned by Lord Bestley, got around this very strict law in a sneaky way by having a tower built on their roof and incorporating it into the column. At the night time, the stained glass windows light up in red, you could see all around London. Lord Bestley was taken to court several times by the local authorities, but he won the day. Due mainly to his very vast wealth, he was refused to give up. Dominating our skyline to our left-hand side and amongst all those very horrible cranes is the large black dome and the golden cross of St Paul's Cathedral. St Paul's, designed by that marvellous architect, Sir Christopher Wren, took 35 years to complete, finished in 1710. Black dome, you may see some people walking around the top of it. It's unusual, you might ask yourself, how did they get there? Well, that's the Golden Gallery, the little balcony that runs around the outside of the bell tower. And that can be gained by walking through the Whispering Gallery located inside the Black Dome. If you ever get the opportunity, well worth doing. It's an experience that you will never forget. Now we're just about to come through Blackfriars Bridge, designed by Joseph Cupid, opened in 1869 by Queen Victoria, and it replaced the older stone structure which stood on this site. The red granite columns you see either side of the cast iron spans, these weigh 30 tonnes each, and are meant to look like church pulpits to commemorate the 12th century Blackfriars Dominican monastery, which used to stand over to our left-hand side. Underneath the columns, you will see the connecting river. This is the London, Dover and Chatham railway line, but all that remains are these 12 red columns. Unfortunately, the bridge was taken down in 1984 as it became very unsafe and unstable. But the actual railway line was dismantled much earlier in the latter part of the 19th century. Very, very unsafe railway, constantly breaking up and deteriorating over time. To complete the building. Used to supply electricity for the southeast of London, but due to stricter environmental pollution rules, the large chimney used to spew out sulphur dioxide, which created a lot of the pea supers which we had in London. It's very terrible fog. It was closed down. Lay derelict for over 25 years, until with a little bit of help from the National Lottery, they converted it into the Tate Modern Art Gallery. Now, if anyone's come into London to try and see the Matisse and Picasso exhibition, unfortunately that has come to an end. It was hugely popular and had over 1 million visitors in 6 months just to see the Picasso exhibition. It was open for 24 hours on Sunday to get as many visitors as they could through the doors. But since it's been open for the millennium, over 2.5 years ago, the Tate Modern has invited over 25 million people through its doors. It's been very, very successful. Here we have a bit more of modern art crossing the river here. This is the Millennium Bridge, but more affectionately known as the Wibbly Wobbly Bridge, due to the fact that when it was opened 2.5 years ago, this bridge wobbled from side to side so badly that you see people up there now smiling, but on that day I can assure you they were screaming with fear. The bridge was swaying from side to side so badly that people were gripping onto the handrail for dear life. It was closed down for emergency reasons. It's taken 2.5 years to stabilise the bridge, a further £6 million of cost. But it's now bringing much joy to the faces of Londoners and tourists alike.